Welcome everybody, Steve here. Today we're going to put a little buff into the old 57 Buick. Now, we're not trying to save the world. It's not going to a show or anything like that. We just want to get rid of some of the oxidization and make it look a little bit better. So I'm going to show you the tools I'm going to use. First of all, basics. Need some paper towel, need some water. I've got an option here with using a drill with some wool pads. That works good to get into the little smaller areas. I bought these the other day. Never seen them before. I guess I've never looked. But they're just little pads and they're made by Armor All. They're really cheap. And I think that's going to work out really good. This one's a little aggressive. So I can, if I want to do something by hand, I can do it that way. A lot better than using a piece of paper towel. Of course, I got my big unit out. I'm using a wool. It's a little bit more aggressive. And this is what we're going to do the bulk of everything with. And I'm just using a Presta Ultra Cutting Cream. And this one here is kind of a medium cut. And it works really, really good. For something like this, it's not a clear coat or anything like that, so we're not worrying about little micro scratches or anything like that. So we're not going to go with a final glaze or anything like that on this car. We're just going to go with this and we're going to call it good. And you'll see it looks really, really good when we're done. Alright, let's get started. I'm going to start on, I got the sun coming around, working outside today, which is really, really good. Got a farmer over here spreading manure, so I got to put up with that. Oh well, you live in the country, you got to put up with little things like that. So we're going to start at the front. We got a little bit of rust on the hood. Not sure how I'm going to approach that. I'll get there when I get there, and we'll figure it out from together. Let's get started on the front fender, and then we'll move our way back. Just add a little compound to your pad. Not a bunch. Leave it laying on the side if you haven't got very much in there. I'm just gonna slightly wet the car, not very much. It gets dry. Go start slow. Now my buffing unit here, it's variable speed. I keep it on about 2. Keep it on, so it's not really fast because it's just gonna fling everything everywhere and you're just gonna get dirty. It doesn't take long. Got to keep adding the compound to her. Put some on the edges too. Don't worry about touching the chrome because we're using this to polish that as well. Now it's not going to take too long to dry the compound with whatever's left over. And then all you do is basically just buff her off with a dry cloth. That looks pretty damn nice. Now we got to get in around here. Now one little trick I figured, looks like I got a little bit more to do right there. I use a toothbrush. I'm going to go grab the toothbrush. Get into the tight areas. It doesn't work too bad. You got to work it though. Now if you're in a situation where you got a little bit of compound, you know, stuck in there, it's just going to be chalky white when you're done, you can use your water, just spray it right out. Clean her up. There you go. That looks really good. 2 more to go. The big thing with these things is the dirt gets built up around the edges and never ever gets cleaned. See, being outside, it dries up pretty quick, so it's nice to have that little bit of water. You can sure tell the difference. That has made a big difference, but you can see the oxidization difference here, and all that is on this pad. So you got to clean that off. You can't keep doing the whole car like that, or else it'll just, the effectiveness of this pad is not going to work. You can get some dirt stuck in there, do some damage. So all I'm going to do is rinse this off with a garden hose. Got to go up to the house for that, and then we'll spin it dry somewhere where we're not going to get water all over the place. So I'll head up to the house, clean that up. Alright, she's sopping wet right now, so make sure you don't do this or you're going to get everything. Just put it out there. Put her on high. Still got wet, but not really wet. We're in a situation here where the paint is really getting thin. You can start to see the undercoat coming through. So we're going to be careful not to spend a whole bunch of time on there and lose a bunch more of our paint. Quite the difference. You can really see the difference. You got to put a little bit of time in. The oxidization is pretty thick on this, but man, is that ever worth it? That doesn't look bad at all. Get this all polished up here. It doesn't take long. Gotta go clean it. So if you saw my video where I repaired all this, and I used a low gloss clear on it. Now you can see where it's a little shiny, a little dull, especially right here. This has all been sanded with 2500 grit so that when I blend in, and it's turned out really, really nice. So all you have to do to finish that, just put a little bit of a buff on it and bring it to the same shine as everything else. When that's all said and done, I tell you what, you can't even tell. I got really lucky. The paint guys did a really nice job on making the paint up, but you can't even tell that there's a patch there. Like, it really does work. I don't know if I need it any shinier than that. Looks pretty good. This spot over here where it blends in, can't even tell. Yeah, it really, really does look good. So that's how you finish up that that little patchwork that we did. If you haven't seen that video, you might want to check it out. Here's a tip for you. If you got some really nasty dirt that you just can't get off, a little bit of a degreaser on there, and then when you hit it with your buffer, Comes off a lot easier. So those little tough areas, just going to use this little pad that I bought. And it'll get into the little indents and everything like that. It works pretty good. So we're getting close. So I'm gonna go around and just tidy up a couple of little loose ends, you know, areas that I can't get to with the big buffer. And then we'll get all the paint done, then we're gonna hit the chrome. And basically it's the same thing. I just take my little buffer, my little pad here, and just wipe it down. That's it. Rubbing compound works as good as chrome cleaner does. In fact, it works better. Well, we're getting close. I got just a little bit up here, some on the hood, and then half the roof to do. And then we just got a little bit of chrome to do, and I think it's looking good. Now the chrome, it's got lots of guck and muck and all that kind of stuff on there too. So basically, the rubbing compound works really, really good. I'm getting low. And cleaning it all up, and it doesn't take that much work. It's not going to scratch it. Now we're not going to make this look absolutely beautiful. We're just wanting it to look better. Clean it up, make it look nice and presentable. Might have to get in there with a toothbrush in some spots. I'm really liking these little pads here. They work really nice for doing this chrome. A little nicer than using a piece of paper towel. And then once this dries, just buffer off. That looks really good. All right. I'm going to keep on working there, and then we'll get back to you when she's all nice and pretty. You're probably getting pretty bored. Well, we got her looking okay. You know, this is one of those jobs where you could probably spend 8 hours just on the bumper alone. But we got to remember, this is just a good old patina car, and some people don't want it overly polished. So I'm going to leave her like this and finish up on a few more things. I got the roof to do, the half of the roof to do, and we're just about done. Looks pretty good. Tell you that, you know, even with a little bit of grime, a little bit of rust, you work it with that rubbing compound, she comes right off. Not everything. It's not like a miracle something or other, you know. You still got to put some elbow grease in, and pits and things like this, they're never going to go away. But that's all part of the car. Part of the charm. All right. It's a beautiful day. Let's get that roof done. Now, it's a bit unfortunate with the hood being rusted like this. You know, there are some options, but some people really like to have this rust. The best solution, there's not much you can do when it comes to polishing it out, but the best solution would be to sand it down, maybe put a clear coat on it if you want to keep it that way, or you could just, if you get a good match with this, put a bit of a black undercoat, go through, sand it off a little bit, put a bit of a clear coat, and blend it in best you possibly can. But that's up to the next owner. And some people really just want it just like this, so we're going to leave it. We're going to clean it up best we can, get all the bird crap off of it, and then let decisions be made from there. All right. Well, we just about got her done. It's been a really big job. A lot of hours that it takes to do this, and of course we're just scratching the surface. You could spend 60 hours on this if you really wanted to. But it's a patina car. You gotta be careful. Can't go too far. All right, I'll get this cleaned up, and I think we're gonna call her a day. So that's how I buff out the old paint. Keep it as simple as you possibly can. You know, we're not putting a wax on it. We're not doing any of that stuff. Just give it a nice little buff. Most of these old cars are going to end up in garages. Clean up the chrome a little bit. Still think you should just drop this right down, put some side pipes on it. Be a pretty cool car. All right, till next time.